I can't believe how ungrateful gamers have gotten over the years. GTA 6 is the most hyped video game of all time, and instead of selling at £100 or more like some people were expecting, instead they're selling at only £70 for the standard edition, which is crazy. And what's even crazier is that there's still people out there complaining about it. Yes, they have an Ultimate Edition that locks a bunch of features behind it selling at £90, but realistically, the game should have been £100 at minimum anyway. All this standard versus Ultimate Edition thing is doing is separating the real fans from the insane amount of LARPers online who pretend to play GTA, who pretend to know the series. If you've played a GTA game at some point in your life, you know that that game was way higher quality, had way more content than any other game that would have come out that year. Especially when you get later on in the series where they get more and more ambitious and they put more time into making those games. Even if GTA 6 sold at £200, I bet you I would get at least 200 hours worth of gameplay that makes up that price tag. And the amount of people on social media currently criticizing this as much as possible for brownie points online is also just pathetic. You have creators like Nakey Jakey, who's probably the biggest example of this, who's too scared to post a video like that about it on his main channel because he knows it would get pushback, and he's just whining constantly. In fact, I'm even going to react to his video just so I can talk about all these topics, because I feel like most of the points he makes is like the points that anyone would make that has this opinion, because it's pretty much just like an echo chamber.
And I think this announcement of the $80 price tag, the $100 Ultimate Edition, the no actual physical version, there's no disc in the physical version when you buy it, so it's like, what's physical other than the case? I hope there's a map in it. I hope they're at least still doing the map.
Okay, by the way, this took a while for me to even start talking about this video because he just drags on about stuff that doesn't matter in the slightest. But he's finally made a point I can actually talk about, and he's saying, you know, like it doesn't have a map or it doesn't have a disc. I've seen so many people moaning about that with GTA 6, how it's not launching with a disc for the physical version. Who cares? No one buys discs anymore. It is no longer the 90s. No one buys discs. And also, he's mentioning like the whole map thing. Do people really care about getting a map? Is that like a deal breaker for people where they're like, I'm not going to buy GTA 6 because it doesn't have a disc and I don't get a map? And if it is, what are we doing here? It's just crazy to me. Like, if you want a map, press a button in the game. The game has a map. The fact that he's even trying to make this like a point towards someone not wanting to pre-order the game, and this is like a point towards that, is insane to me.
So even if GTA 6 is likely worth in the eyes of most fans, consumers, I don't know if this will be the case because we haven't even seen a fucking gameplay trailer yet and they're already doing pre-order announcements. Let's assume that objectively most people would think that it is worth the $80 price tag. That's not really the point though, because it's different when the company has built up the reputation for giving you more for the same price as the next guy. It's a lot different when the company, the publisher, Take-Two, is saying, yeah, it is worth more and you're gonna pay it. And also there's content gated behind an even more expensive version and you're still gonna pay it. We know that you know, and now we're kind of breaking this fourth wall of I don't even know, of reputation, I guess.
To even try and make a point that GTA 6 will not be worth that £70 price tag, and to say that it's even like up in the air that that's going to be worth that amount of money, is so incredibly disingenuous. We know it's going to be worth that price tag. Let's be real here. It's worth more than that, if we're being honest. He probably doesn't believe this. He's literally just saying this because of his audience, because he knows his audience are thinking like this. Feels so fake. And yeah, and like also saying feels more predatory on their end and more like kind of evil because they are taking advantage of the fact that people think it is worth more than your average game experience. That's just business. And by the way, is a smart business move because on their end, they know how much the game is worth. If you have a product in whatever industry and you know it is marginally better than most other stuff in that industry, and you know you could price it at a higher price, you're going to price it higher. That's business. You're going to be making a lot more money because you know the value of your product. That's just a smart business strategy. That's like business 101. So to like paint that as, it's just Take-Two being super evil and, like they're just pulling the strings, that's also just disingenuous. It's something that any business would do. If any business had GTA 6 as a property that they could sell and make or whatever, they would be doing the exact same thing. Every single business would be doing that. And if they didn't, they would be stupid.
The only reasons to pre-order are the bonuses that they're wagging the carrot in front of your face. The one valid one is to preload the game so you can play it the second it's out, which admittedly I will be doing, but I will not be getting the Ultimate Edition, and I don't give a fuck about the pre-order bonuses for the standard version because I hate this shit. I hate pre-order bonuses. I've been telling people to stop pre-ordering games for the past 10 years of my YouTube videos because as consumers, we set the tone. So if you're saying, yeah, I love that there's content gated by the Ultimate Edition and I'm gonna pay for it. Yeah, I love to do the pre-order bonus for the fucking Star Wars Ubisoft slop, whatever the fuck I'm buying this time. Like, they're gonna keep doing it because they can. People that are like upset about this and want it to change, don't do it then.
It's actually funny to me, just the hypocrisy on display here. You were just talking about how the pre-orders are a bad thing and how they've priced them as bad. You've just said, I'm still going to be pre-ordering the game because I can install it before the game comes out. So you're pre-ordering the game and you're still talking about everything that's bad about the pre-orders and the price and the fact there's no gameplay yet you're pre-ordering the game. And straight after that, even worse, is you're saying pre-ordering the game is incentivizing these practices, yet you're part of that. So what are we doing here? You're a part of that stat now. You're a part of that reasoning that they have, that data, to keep doing stuff like this. You're basically defending that by saying, oh, but guys, I'm not getting the Ultimate Edition because that's even worse. That's like a step above what I'm doing, just pre-ordering the standard one. Anyone that gets the Ultimate one and pre-orders that, that's the people that really incentivize the bad stuff that's going on here. It's like the worst of two evils. You're still part of it. Like, this guy is obviously, he's been doing YouTube a long time, has been getting lots of views, probably made a ton of money. He's basically not getting the Ultimate Edition, not because it's like too expensive or the moral side, it's because of his audience. The type of audience that he speaks to in his videos and the way they think of him, that's what's really restricting him from getting the Ultimate Edition. It's not saying the moral side of it and the ethics. If that was really that big of a deal to you, you wouldn't be getting the game. You wouldn't be pre-ordering it. But it's not. It's just so fake. Creators like these, they really just like bend the knee to their own audience. It's crazy. It's just because of the reputation they've built up over the years of how they are as a person and their ethics, when a lot of the time it's probably just super performative and isn't actually how they think. Or maybe that's changed over the years. But I bet you he would be getting some sort of backlash for even just saying that he's pre-ordered the game. So imagine if he ever gets the Ultimate Edition later down the line. Like, let's say he doesn't get it, doesn't get the Ultimate Edition, and then later down the line, like years from now or whatever, he buys the Ultimate Edition, he adds it to GTA 6, and then people find out somehow, and it comes out and it's like, oh, Nikki Jakey actually did get the Ultimate Edition despite saying all this. His fans would light him up. I bet you, like, he would get cancelled by his audience for buying the Ultimate Edition of GTA 6. You know how insane that is to even say out loud? He's like in a prison of his own doing.
So many gamers are just really fucking immature, impatient man-children. I still don't know how to say that. Man-children, man-childs that will actually defend these companies for doing these different things. And I don't know how you could be more tone deaf and more like ignorant of the fact that you are just getting taken advantage of, and that this is not a good thing for anyone, and that I think it's setting a precedent for other publishers that will release games that are definitely not worth $80.
Listen, I've been seeing this kind of argument where people are like, if GTA 6 launches at a higher price, then it's just going to incentivize other companies to do the same. You know, like, it's going to inspire these other companies to also be pricing higher than normal when it's not worth that amount. You know, it's just going to start a whole chain of that happening. No, GTA 6 is in a whole other ballpark, and I think any other company that sees the price that they've priced it at are not going to be doing that, because if they do, they're immediately going to be compared to GTA 6, which they're not. And I think a lot of these companies know that. They know if they start doing the same thing, if they start pricing at the same price as GTA 6, they're immediately going to get those comparisons, and they don't want that. They want a safe bet. They're like, okay, we can sell just under that amount. We can get away with that. That's the price we've always been doing. They go above that now. They go like £90 for like a standard game. They're immediately going to be losing sales, and people are going to be making fun of them. And there's no game that could realistically go at that price. Yeah, that's enough looking at this video. He's not a bad creator, but his opinions just seem so performative to please his audience. You've even got a part here, he's commented after the videos went live. However, by pre-ordering at all, even 24 hours before, I would still be reinforcing the sales / data for pre-orders / bonuses. I would still be a part of the problem. Exactly. So I think people are valid in pointing out that conflict. Like I said, he got backlash for that. There's probably comments in here saying that. So imagine if he got the Ultimate Edition, his audience would actually like light him up. Hates pre-order bonuses, feeds the machine by pre-ordering. Yeah, anyway, in conclusion, GTA 6 is still going to be the highest selling game of all time. So anyone who refuses to buy it because it's slightly more than they expected, or they don't like the Ultimate Edition existing, are still going to buy it.